In this episode, I have the pleasure of interviewing Lanre Bianeyin, owner of LanRetro. Lanre creates and makes handmade accessories, ranging from beautiful hair scarves to phone covers, and many other things in between. We talk about how she started her business and her tips to thrive as a mum. I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello and welcome to the Happy Thriving Mums podcast, the show that talks about the simple actions busy mums like you can take to prioritise your own happiness, health and fitness. And it doesn't stop there. This show also includes amazing stories from inspiring women who help others to be the best version of themselves. Because if you feel great, you thrive, and so does your family. Let's get started. Lanre, thank you so much for joining us on a Happy Thriving Mums podcast. I'm so pleased that you're here. Firstly, I'm going to start off by just kind of finding a little bit about you and a bit more about what you do. So you've heard of an elevator pitch, but this is the school run pitch. So you've got about 45 seconds between dropping off your children and dashing to wherever you're going next when another parent stops you and just says, "So what is it that you do again?" What would you say?
I think I would firstly say that I'm an artist and then a designer of handmade accessories and customized gifts. And then I'd mention that they're very unique and colourful.
Amazing. That is such a cool thing to do. So you do this with children at home. Can you just tell us a little bit about your setup?
Okay, I'm married with two children, and they're now aged 14 and 18. But I have been doing this ever since they were at nursery and primary school.
Oh, wow. So you've got the teenage years at the moment, but you've been doing
I
this
have.
since they were small. How's that going?
Oh, it can be challenging at times, but it's I think it's just you're presented with some very different challenges. So I think when they're very small, we're more worried about the physical side and the falling over and that. But the teenage years, it's more very much more an emotional issues you're dealing with.
Oh, I can well imagine. And have you got girls or boys?
Oh, two girls.
Two girls. I think girls are also quite a lot more emotional
Yeah.
as well, aren't they? So,
Mm.
oh my goodness. So tell us a bit about the journey. So you said you started when they were small. I mean, for a lot of people to start anything when they're tiny, I know for me, starting anything when my children were small was just not going to happen. So how did you start your business? What inspired you to do it? And how has it kind of evolved alongside parenting as well?
Okay. I think actually when they were very little, I started volunteering in their school just to I guess just to help and just get back into the work environment. And then I happened to see a course um, which was all about helping moms back into work.
Wow.
And at the time, I was looking for something that was flexible, that would work around taking them to school, but also something that I had an interest in. So I'd always been interested in fashion, history, and art. So
Mm.
um, when I attended this course, it kind of relit that passion. And so I started to focus on a way that I could do that as well as be a full-time mom as well.
Wow. So the course that you did, but did you kind of, when you had your children, did you know instantly that you wanted, like, did you do something before? What did you work before you had your children?
I did. I'd always done something related to art and design, but it was always more of a hobby or a sideline. So my
Yeah.
main job when before I had children was as an admin administrator really.
So
I always
then,
worked in admin and accounts, so very sort of office based. So I couldn't really do that anymore when they were young.
no, and then you made this change, which some people might
Mm.
say is really brave to think,
Mhm.
actually, I'm going to do something completely different. So was the course something that you were looking for, or did you just kind of see it as a kind of random, just by chance?
No, it was something I was sent an email from the local council actually. So that's how I heard about it. And so when I went along, it was I just thought, oh, this is perfect. This is just what I want to do.
Oh, wow. And so you managed to then combine it, as you said, with your interest in art. So what kind of art did you do? Were you a painter or were you a designer or did you do textile type things beforehand? What was your kind of niche or enjoyment?
I think for me, my enjoyment is I've always loved anything to do with art and design. I think recently it's been a case of just honing in on one particular area, but I don't feel that I have to just focus on one area completely. So in the past, I had dabbled in lots of different things. So some of it had been painting, some of it had actually been textile art as well, textile design.
Yeah,
So
amazing. So,
actually, when I first started the business, I was selling vintage style clothing and accessories, because that kind of ties in with what I mentioned before of the love of fashion and history as well.
wow. So Lanre makes these beautiful products. So you make headscarves, don't you? Then you've got a whole range of purses and phone accessories and mouse mats and water bottles. So have you found that that's kind of evolved over time? So going from the kind of more fashion clothing elements to kind of what you do now, what do you think changed the kind of path that you took on that route there?
Oh, without doubt, things have definitely changed. I'd say probably during COVID, I had to sort of pivot the direction of the business because I found with everyone being at home, I couldn't really go out to festivals and sell dresses and things anymore. So I felt that was probably an ideal opportunity to explore some of the other things that I wanted to do, making things from scratch and the accessories. So I found that there was more of a market for that, being at home.
Wow. So how do you go from kind of like concept, like idea to kind of product? So do you kind of have a plan or do you just kind of design and then think, oh, actually, I love this, I'm going to make this into a whatever. What's your kind of process? How does it all work? This is fascinating. I
Um,
love this.
well, sometimes it could just be, I don't know, I could just be going somewhere and then I just think, oh, that would look quite nice, adapted onto a print. So I get a lot of my inspiration from whatever's around me. So it could be nature, it could be, I don't know, it could be just something I've seen.
Yeah.
But I find that the times of the year kind of dictate as well what I'm doing. So I think for the Christmas period in January is generally a lot quieter for me for doing events also. So I use that time to plan and maybe try to come up with ideas.
Wow, I love it. And over Christmas, Lanre on her website, you had loads of beautiful kind of like Christmassy, wintry products, which were like the perfect gifts. I know that lots of people were really enjoying them and they're so pretty. So all the artwork, do you do that yourself? Is that your own artwork that you feature on your products?
It is my own artwork.
Wow, that's amazing. I think they're so beautiful. You're very clever.
Oh, thank you.
So, how would you say that your business specifically helps to kind of support mums or even kind of give them a sense of confidence? Or what kind of thing do you think you give to women through what you do?
I think I help women in the sense that if they're looking for a unique present for a loved one, then I can provide something. I can also customize them to the specification that they want. So that could be with, like for instance, with the hair scarves. I have had requests before where someone has asked me to make it a specific length or to source a specific color or to, they've actually worked with me to come up with a print and I've had it printed for them,
Oh,
um,
wow.
customized for them. Another example is someone might need a new makeup bag. So I sell some clutch bags that can double as makeup bags. So that fits that need as well. I think also there is another product I have as a card holder and it has 3 slots and it's perfect for if you don't want to take out your whole purse with you because it's very handy. It's just something you can fit into your pocket and off you go.
I think from what I've seen of your products, they all just seem so practical and kind of like well thought out because I think sometimes less is more, isn't it? And you don't
Yes.
necessarily, as you
Mhm.
said, if you're going out, you don't
Mhm.
want to take out your whole purse with all your loyalty cards or whatever it is, but you just want like the real kind of things that you actually need. And I think
Mhm.
your products really suit that. I think they're so pretty. I think they're so lovely. So why is it really important to you to kind of serve your audience and kind of help women in the way that you do?
I think it's just my nature in general. I like to help people, and I I know I feel really good if someone's there and helps me and meets my needs. So I try to do the same as well to help other people.
Well, I think you definitely do through what you do. And when you sell them, so I know you've got your online shop, do you go to kind of like physical places to sell them as well, or do you just now solely work online?
Oh no, I do go out as well. So I do pop-up shops. I actually started going into offices as well.
Oh,
Um,
wow. That's so
I do
cool.
markets, just anywhere really, and gyms as well, which surprisingly enough, there does seem to be a need in gyms.
Oh, so do you find that in the gym setting, for example, it's kind of like your water bottles that you sell the most of, or is it a kind of like all-rounded interest in everything?
Funny enough, it's not the water bottles. I think what went down really well last time that I was there was the headscarves and
Ah,
some of the card holders. I think the headscarves are probably because it's ideal for you on if you're doing a workout, then you can just tie your hair back.
yeah, you want your hair off
And
your
also,
face.
yeah, also scrunchies as well. I make scrunchies from time to time. So they went down
Oh,
well.
especially now, scrunchies are having a bit of a comeback, aren't they? Have you found
They
that?
are, surprisingly.
Yeah, all the kids wear them as well now because I think
Mm,
there was a real phase where children were like, I don't even know what a scrunchie is, but they're back.
mm.
So oh, you're really tapping into the markets. So running a business and being a mum can be really tough. So for yourself at home, in your business, what do you think that happy and thriving means to you personally? And how do you try and prioritize that in your life?
Okay, happy and thriving in my mind means having a good work and life balance. So definitely having time away from the business where you can just focus on yourself or focus on some time with the family. So I think that's really important. So for me, that can be just making time for hobbies as well.
Yeah.
So like for instance, I learned how to swim. I don't know how many years ago, maybe 5 years ago. I know I left it quite late,
Better late
but
than never, hey?
yeah, but I try and go a few times a week, and I think that's really helps me as well. Not just getting fit, but it helps with my mental health as well. It helps just helps in so many different areas as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Um,
That's something I talk about a lot about kind of the physical outlet. I think it's not just about your body, it's so much of it is about your mind and being able to kind of feel calmer and just that you can cope with things a lot easier through exercise. So that's
mm,
great. And I think there's something nice about being in water, isn't there? It's kind of quite freeing, I find, when I swim. It's kind
yes,
of
that's
like
true.
you almost like can let yourself go a little bit and you're carried along in a way. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
that's great. And what kind of things do you like to do with your family to kind of switch off?
Oh, what do we do? Well, we tend to go. Um, I suppose if there's an occasion, for instance, someone's birthday or so, we'll go for a meal. But I find I think that's the only time that we still do something together because with the children being older now, they like to do things with their friends if it's shopping also.
Yeah.
So yeah, I say that's something we do. Oh, and also at Christmas and when we go on holidays, we like to play games as well. So card games and things like that.
Some of the simple things which can be just like so much fun, can't they? It's just
It's
kind of
true.
and it brings everybody together. I think it's something about holidays and card games, I think. I don't know if you find the same. It's just kind of like they go together, they just work, don't they? It's
I know.
good.
It's right. My daughter's always got a pack of Uno in her bag.
We love Uno. Oh, it's so good. Apart from my children always pick on me when we play Uno. They somehow like gang up on me together.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
what that says about my children, but hey, that's that's the way it goes.
How
Um,
old are your children?
Mine are 5 and 7, so mine
Oh,
are really
okay.
little. Yeah, so they're still at primary school. So
Mm.
yeah, it's the kind of different extremes because I've taught for many years and I teach little ones now, but I taught in secondary schools for a long time. So I've had a lot of
Oh,
a lot of
okay.
dealings with teenagers and trying to motivate teenage girls in different ways, and it's really challenging. And I think you have different challenges at school with those kind of children, and then at
Mm,
home it's different again, isn't it? Because I think
that's true.
I don't know, I find with my children, I think they behave really well at school all day, and then they come home and it's kind of like an outlet, a release of everything. And I think trying to manage that as well as kind of like managing the home and your business and everything, it can be a real, I don't know, whirlwind. Yeah, I find personally.
That's so true. Because I remember when my children were that age, it's the same kind of thing that I think they'd have the release at home, and then I'd go for open evening, and then I'd be like, "Is this the same child?" And they'd get a glowing report of how well behaved they were at school.
I felt that. I have had that actually, and I'm just like, oh, it's very strange, but I'm pleased. I think
Yeah, I'm pleased. Yeah,
I'd prefer it that way round,
true, true.
but yeah, it is very funny. Just another question about your artwork, because you have
Mhm.
that as your job as well. Obviously, your designs go into your projects. Do you do art as well for relaxation purposes and to kind of for enjoyment anymore?
I still do. Yes, I do occasionally. But I think a lot of the time when I do it, I still have in the back of my mind, oh, I might be able to, this might look good on this, or this might good on that. But I try and come to it from the right relaxation side of it as well.
Yeah, that's
Mm,
so great. I guess the thing is, if it's something that you love doing and you can
mm,
have it as your business, it's the
mm.
best of all worlds, really, isn't it? I
That's
don't,
true.
I don't know. Some people say that work doesn't feel like work if you love what you're doing. I don't know if you
That is
find it
so
like
true.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, lovely.
I mean,
Well,
sorry,
no,
and
please
the
go
other
on.
thing as well that I have recently been looking into is starting to run workshops as well, art workshops. That's something which I never thought I'd be interested in, but I did do a class recently and I really enjoyed it. So that's something
Oh,
I'm looking more into as well.
tell us more. So what was that involving? What was the setup? What did it entail? That sounds amazing.
Oh, it involved covering for someone else at it's one of these social hubs that have popped up. I know they're popping up in several different places, but on this particular occasion, they have a group of people that go there for like a well-being session. So they have a different speaker or a different person come in and do a class for them. So on this occasion, I went in and I did some art with them. So,
Oh, wow. What
so I
did
was
you
making
do?
oh, what did I do with them? We made some. It was just before Christmas, so we made some Christmas decorations.
Oh, that's a brilliant. I love that. That's so good. How fun. So what do you think you might do? So you think you might try and do another one?
Yes, I'm thinking of maybe doing some more and see if I perhaps on a regular basis maybe set up my own and see how it goes.
Oh, please can I come? That sounds amazing. Great. So, in relation to your work or your experience as a mum, I try and give at the end of each of my podcast episodes some ideas to the listeners of things that they could try to try and make them feel happier, that a bit healthier, or just kind of like give them some mental headspace. So, based on
Mhm.
that, have you got any suggestions that you could give to our listeners on how they can thrive as a mum in their personal life, in their business, or through being more creative, or in any way that you think would help? I'd love to hear your ideas.
Okay. Um, just speaking to you about when your children, well, you do have young children. I remember when I had young children, that I would, even if it meant going to pick them up slightly earlier from school, or um, even when they were at after school clubs, I would just maybe spend some time in the car, just some time for myself, maybe listen to some music, read for a while. And that just helped me have a little bit of time for myself and, to connect with myself and just relax for a while. Because I know it can be so difficult when you're just running around all the time. I think now that they're older as well, it's nice to actually get some time back to do some of those hobbies that I've not done for a while. So, for instance, reading. I'm trying to read a lot more because there was a time when that just went completely out of the window.
Oh, I know exactly how you feel. Yeah, reading is not a thing for me at the moment. I can't remember the last time I read a book.
Yeah, or even just listening to a book as well, an audible is great too.
Oh, yeah, take you away from the moment, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
That's amazing. So I agree with you completely. I think prioritizing yourself is so important. And just that I
Mm,
like that hack about kind of going and doing the pickup a little bit earlier, but not actually
mm.
getting them, just kind of like having a few minutes, just like sat in the car, or I guess you could just like walk around the block or something beforehand. What a great idea. I love that. And finally, I think this is really important. Where can the listeners find you? Where can we find information about what you do? Can they buy your beautiful products? And where maybe can they find out information about these new exciting classes that you're going to hopefully be hosting? What's the best way to find you?
Okay, you can find me on quite a few places. My website is lanretro.com. I'm also on Etsy as well. So that would be lanretro.etsy.com. And I'm also on Instagram, which has a link to all my other places that you can find me. On Instagram, my name is LanRetro_vintage. So
Amazing.
yeah.
And I'll put all of those in the show notes so that everyone can just click on it and find it so easily. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been lovely to hear about your story, about what you do, and a little bit about what you're going to be doing in the future, which I think sounds so exciting. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me as well.